then not to have to change them, to allow them to be who they are, that we don't have to like mold them over and make them into. If we're in a teaching situation, we present the facts. We present our experience. We present our strength. We present our hope. And then we allow the person to take it or not. We don't need to get mad if they don't take it. I mean, maybe it wasn't time. Maybe you put it out there, and you never know when those seeds are going to take root. People will remember stuff they heard years ago, and all of a sudden the light bulb goes off in their head, and they go, "Oh my God, that's what they were talking about." We need to give people a chance to let that happen for them without us trying to force our views on them. To force them into, hey, I'm going to give you this gift, you better take it and like it. Give it freely, and if they can either take it or they don't, and it's okay. It's all right. I tried to give away the other TV, and somebody said no, and I went, "What? What's wrong with you? Why wouldn't you take it?" We didn't want it. He didn't want it. Okay. Why did that bother me? Must have been some kind of strings attached. At least expectations. To notice these things when they happen in mind. To say, wait a minute, that's not the way I want to think. I want to give it freely. So that, and here's the other thing about this. Remember we were talking about the breath. If we get that mindset going that every time we breathe, we're receiving the gift of life. And every time we exhale, we're giving the gift of life. And if you need a picture, a mental picture to hold, all these green and growing things around the room need your breath. You are breathing out, they are taking that carbon dioxide and they're turning it into oxygen, which we need. So it's a good model to be thinking about that this is continually going on, that we are receiving and giving. You heard it said it is holier to give than to receive, but the fact of the matter is it's a misquote. It has to be, because you can't give anything that you haven't already received. So you must have received it first. You got it and then you gave it. That's holy. And we're doing it all the time. And so that's the focus that we want to stay on. So, okay. So, faceless, nameless, the same as. This anonymity, it means that what I want to try to do, my practice is that when someone comes in front of me, I want to see them as the same as everyone else. Not the same bad, the same good. I want to see them, and in order to do this, what I need to practice is I need to see the face, and this is, so Namaste says, the good in me sees the good in you, seeing the good in me. So this is the reciprocal thing that's going on. So when I say that when I look at you, I see the good, what I want to see is the face of Christ. What I want to see is the light of God shining back to me from you. And so that face actually is what anonymity says, faceless. That face is faceless. The features fade away into the light. And so this is the practice. See the features, and when I say see the features fade away, what I'm saying is see the history fade away. See the past experiences with that person or somebody like them that they remind us of. See those features fade away in the light. Faceless, nameless, the same as. It doesn't matter. I don't have to, I call them brother. I call them sister. That's all I have to call in my mind, within. This is what I want to do. So then what this means then is that if I can forget the history, and that's interesting, and I really wanted to really make a point of this, because the history, when I see the person standing in front of me, what I see is everything that happened in the past between us. And so what I see today is what happened yesterday. What I saw yesterday was what happened the day before that. Or a combination of all of that past time, right? But also, when I see the person. I'm seeing the history of everyone else who they may act a little bit like, who some things that they do remind me of this. Something that they said reminded me of a situation that happened in the past. And in other words, it's all prejudice. I've prejudged all of it based on something that happened in the past. And this is the important point, that I misjudged in the first place. I had it wrong to begin with because I saw them separate, because I saw them as a possible threat, because I saw them as a possibility of getting what I wanted. I misjudged them in the first place, and I continued to add misjudgment upon misjudgment upon misjudgment until we get to the point now where I'm looking at the people in my life and I don't have any idea who they really are. If I'm dealing with just the physical world. When I let that fade away, when I can see the light in them, this is why we say the affirmation at the beginning. See good everywhere, in everyone and everything. To see good meaning to see the light of God. So this is what I want to see. I want to allow that past to fade away and to see the light of God shining to me from the person that's in front of me. So what this actually means is anonymity, true anonymity in practice is unconditional love. It means I'm going to extend the love to you no matter what, because I forgot why I wasn't in the first place. I let it go. I don't see it anymore. I see the face of Christ. Anonymity, faceless, nameless, the same as. Now, oh God, it's a high aspiration. There is no one here who is doing it perfectly. There is no one in this world who is doing it perfectly. Some say that there have been a few who have done it just absolutely perfectly. And then what happened? They disappeared. So this is where the Course in Miracles says in the psychotherapy section, when it starts off, it says we're all patients because we're all insane. If we weren't insane, we wouldn't be in this world. And so the spiritual practice is about translating this world that we find ourselves in now into heaven, which is the kingdom of oneness, the kingdom of unity, where there's nothing but anonymity, where we're all the same, faceless, nameless, the same as integral parts of God, parts of Spirit. Faceless, nameless, the same as. What it really means is, you may have heard it said politically in the past couple months, we really are all in this together. That's enough.